Good morning, friends. Welcome again. Myself, Bhagyesh Rajan Vagdoy. I already told you that division, I am engaged in your division for the two subjects for economics and rural banking. So, I would like to welcome you all in the second paper of banking, that is rural banking. As you know, in this degree program, you are going to study 16 paper of banking. Amongst these, the second paper we are going to study now. Okay, it is all about the rural banking. First of all, as per my knowledge, I know that you got the subject of rural banking. Sir already shared the PDF of rural banking, syllabus of rural banking. In this, you have to study the fourth chapter. This paper is for 60 mark. The theory will be asked for the 60 mark and 40 will be the practical. Okay, in this syllabus or in this paper, we are going to study what are the rural banking, what are their function and what are their significance. First of all, I would like to clear you what is the meaning of rural bank. Rural bank is not a separate bank as you see like a cooperative or the commercial. Rural banking means those banking sector are engaged into rural area, who are engaged into providing finance to the rural area. Okay, now we are going to study what is the rural bank. You know, the near about 75% people are till today also they are living into rural area. Most of the population belongs to the rural area, and the main occupation of the rural population is agriculture and allied activity. As you know, in the previous era, before nationalization, commercial bank are not entertain the farmer, so the indigenous banker or the money lender was the main source of the finance for the farmer. But when in 1904, first cooperative society was established, then cooperative came into existence to provide the finance for the rural area. And when the nationalization of 14 major bank done in the 1969, our prime minister implement the compulsion on the commercial bank even only, they have to provide the maximum credit to the rural area. Because you know, the rural development is the country's development. Because in India, most of the people, large number of population reside into rural area. So from 1969, actual financing to the rural area by the commercial bank, as a cooperative already done the supply for the rural purpose only. But from the 1969, commercial banks are also engaged to provide the loan for the agriculture sector. And as per the need of the society, as per the need of the economy, in the 1975, regional rural bank was established. Before that, there was cooperative sector. Before that, there was a lead bank who are having the main motto to provide the agricultural finance only. Now we are going to turn our syllabus, that is rural banking. What is the rural banking? Rural banking means the banking sector which engaged into rural area. You can see in the slide as well. The rural banking is the India started to establish the banking sector in India, as the name suggests, including banking organization who are working in a rural area and semi-urban area. Even Satara is also regarding to the rural semi-urban area. Okay, the next is the area of operation. What is the area of operation for the rural banking? The area of operation is limited for the few district or the few region of the state. The main focus of such a banking sector is the agriculture sector and allied activity. Agriculture is not only related or it is not only limited for the growing the crops and pre-harvesting and post-harvesting. No, it also include allied activity like poultry, dairy, animal husbandry, fishery. Many things are there. Gradually, it raised the participation in trade, commerce and industry, because you know in the rural area as well, now the agriculture become very much modern. Farmers are starting to exporting their product, they are started small scale industries, cottage industry, and for that purpose also this banking sector is engaged. Means you have to clear that rural finance is not, or the rural banking not providing the finance for the agriculture for pre-harvesting and post-harvesting only, but they are also provide the finance for the industrial sector, small sector in a rural area. Okay, the next is, what is the current status? Current status, the rural population about the 780 million with the limited access in the financial services. The high portion of the rural banking is the informal sources. Informal sources in the sense, rural population is mostly illiterate. So they are not demanding the loan from the banking sector, because bank require the too much documents and the people are illiterate, so they are always prefer immediate type of loan, and immediate type of finance is provided by informal sources. Informal in the sense those does not having any legal background, for example money lender, for example indigenous banker, for example various sources like nidhi fund, chit fund. But the rate of interest on such a sources is very much high and it is not afforded by the farmers. So the rural banking having too much importance in the rural area for their development as well, because when the banks are providing finance to the rural purpose, the rate of interest is comparatively low. When you compare that rate of interest to the other types of loan, you always see that it has less rate of interest. Next point is rural economy. It consists of 50 rural economy having the share in the 50% of the agriculture. Can you see the near about the 58.9 in according to recent data, 58.9% people today as well depend upon the agriculture. But nowadays we can see that this share of the agriculture is declining in the GDP just a 14%, and it is very, very dangerous sign, because when the most of the population engaged into primary sector and the share of the primary sector in the GDP is just a 14%, it's sign of worry. It's a sign of danger. So to increase the share of agriculture in a GDP, the productivity should be increases. And how the productivity will be increases? If the farmer get accurate and punctual finance on the time, because the need of the farmer is arise at the time of monsoon only. If he get the immediate type of finance, he can grow the crop, he can yield more productivity, and he can sell and he can earn the profit. Is nothing but help to increase the growth of economy as well as the economic development. The next is, what are the various banking sector are established for the purpose of rural finance. In the 1975, Government of India set up the Narsinha Committee to learn the various cultural issues which are hindering the commercial bank to lend the farmers. As we know, the commercial bank was established for the profit maximization, so they never entertain the farmer. Hence, the 1975 Government of India set up the committee, and that committee submitted the report. That committee name was Narsinha Committee, and on that report, in the 1975, Regional Rural Bank was established on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. The main motto of Regional Rural Bank we will going to study in the second chapter, but here you have to just understand what is the main agenda of the Regional Rural Bank is to provide the finance for the agriculture purpose of that particular area, particular region. The main question arises in your mind that, ma'am, how they can provide the loan? What is the source of capital for them? What is the source of capital for the Regional Rural Bank? Government of India made the compulsion under the guidance of RBI that every commercial bank have to sponsor that Regional Rural Bank. Means you are not directly providing the loan to the agriculture. Now it's okay. Now you have to provide indirectly. It made the compulsion on them that you have to divert the some fund for the agriculture purpose. So the main thing is Regional Rural Bank was established. Apart from that, you can see which are the rural banks. Most of all, the regional rural banks are there, which was established in 1975. But the cooperative sector has a great contribution in the rural finance. As you know, the first cooperative society was established in 1904. It is totally cover the taluka only. PACS was established. First of all, PACS was established. PACS means PACS, Primary Agriculture Cooperative Society. I think you heard the word society from the mouth of your father or your grandfather, that bills of sugarcane is submitted on the society's account. That society which worked at a taluka level. Okay. After that, you heard about the DCC. DCC is the District Central Cooperative Bank. It also established for the rural finance, and it cover the population of, or it cover the all taluka regarding that district. Next, Regional Rural Bank was established. Regional Rural Bank was established in 1975 to cover that particular region, to understand the need of that particular region and provide them a finance. That is the main function of Regional Rural Bank. And to controlling such a types of agriculture and rural development financial institutes, Reserve Bank of India separate their subsidiaries on the 12th July 1982, whose name was NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. I think you studied about the NABARD in the SPOC subject in the 12th standard. What is the NABARD? NABARD is the Apex Institute. It is the subsidiary of RBI actually. The main function of the NABARD is agriculture and rural development. This is the Apex Institute and it refinances all the cooperatives as well as the regional rural bank under the title of various provisions. Means whenever you think about the rural banking, the first thing came in your mind that what is the source of capital, ma'am, because the saving habit amongst the people, rural people, is very much low, and how they can form a capital, and if they fail to earn a capital, how they can provide the loan? They can provide the loan because NABARD also refinance them under the various titles, under the various provisions like agriculture crop loan is there, short term crop loans, Kisan credit card is there, various types of title, various types of provision done by the government of India, and under this provision NABARD refinance them. It is the Apex Institute. Always remember, for cooperative NABARD is the Apex Institute. Okay, now what about the regional rural bank? We already studied. It was established in the 1975. These were set up for the recommendation under the Narsimha committee. That committee name will be asked for the MCQ. Okay, these are the bank which mainly operate over the small regions, sometimes the limited rural region of the few district. It cover the region only. Okay, for that region, let me consider the Western Maharashtra. Western Maharashtra is the irrigated area. Okay, so the need of that area is just to provide the finance for post harvesting or the pre harvesting purpose. When you think about the Vidarbha, Marathwada is there, it is totally unirrigated land, so the need of that area is the finance for the irrigations. So main function of the RRB is to understand the need of that particular area and provide them the finance according to their scarcity. Okay, the next is RRB are mainly owned by the central bank, state government and sponsor bank. Always remember, the capital is given to them by their sponsor bank, and sponsor banks are mostly the commercial bank. Okay, the next thing is cooperative structure. Okay, cooperative structure, cooperative banks. As you know, the cooperative was first established in India in 1904. The main motto of the formation of cooperative society is to provide the agriculture finance. In urban area, they mainly serve the small industry and the self-employed worker. Any सरकारी मंडळी established in 1889 to provinces of Baroda. बरोडामध्ये त्यावेळेस आपण एक ग्रुप फॉर्म केलेला होता. ॲक्च्युली इफ यू वॉन्ट टू एस्टॅब्लिश द कोऑपरेटिव्ह सोसायटी, सम प्रिन्सिपल इज गिवन. एक 10 मेंबर सोसायटीतले एकत्र येऊन तिथं ते कोऑपरेटिव्ह सोसायटी स्टार्टअप करू शकतात. तसेच पहिली स्टार्टअप जो काही झालेला होता या कोऑपरेटिव्ह सहकारी मंडळाचा, तो बरोडामध्ये झालेला होता इन गुजरात. ओके, द अन्योन्य सहकारी मंडळी वॉज एस्टॅब्लिश्ड इन 1989 अंडर द प्रोव्हिन्सेस ऑफ बरोडा. तेव्हा प्रोव्हिन्सेस होते, तेव्हा स्टेट्स नव्हते ना मुलांनो, बरोबर आहे ना, तेव्हा प्रोव्हिन्सेस होते. तर बरोडा प्रोव्हिन्सेसमध्ये तो बरोडा जो काही प्रोव्हिन्स आहे तिथं ही पहिली संस्था सुरू झाली. आणि त्यांचा सुद्धा मेन मोटो काय होता? टू प्रोव्हाइड द फायनान्स फॉर द ॲग्रिकल्चर पर्पज ओनली. ओके, द नेक्स्ट मोटो, these institute mainly accept the deposits and lend the money to the members only, follow all the prudential rules and regulations, provides finance mean to the people to prevent them from the debt trap and the money lender. Always remember, the main motto to establish the cooperative or the rural banking is to release the people from the trap of money lender. मनी लेंडर म्हणजे सावकार. सावकाराच्या जाळ्यातून जर शेतकऱ्याला सोडवायचं असेल तर तिथं इन्स्टिट्यूशनल सोर्स ऑफ फंड पाहिजे आहे की जेणेकरून त्याला रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कमी आकारला जाईल आणि त्याची गरजही भागवली जाईल. हा मेन मोटो तिथं होता, to establish the cooperative. A cooperative running on which basis? What is the capital sources? Which are the member who are responsible to establish that society have to contribute as per his capacity. प्रत्येक जो मेंबर आहे त्या सोसायटीचा त्यांना त्याच्या कॅपॅसिटीनुसार काहीतरी कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट करायचं आणि त्या कॉन्ट्रीब्युशनमधनं जो काही फंड तयार होईल तो फंड त्यांनी ॲग्रिकल्चर पर्पजसाठी तिथं द्यायचा आहे. त्याच्यानंतर आता नेक्स्ट काय सांगितलं आहे बघा, यामध्येच मग गुजरात डेअरी कोऑपरेटिव्ह आलं, महाराष्ट्र शुगर कोऑपरेटिव्ह. यू नो द महाराष्ट्र इज वेल नोन फॉर द शुगर केन पर्पज. द वेस्टर्न महाराष्ट्र इज द ग्रीन बेल्ट, sugar belt. It also called as a sugar belt, and many of the sugar industries is run on the cooperative basis, and Gujarat is well known for the milk production. So the Amul brand came into existence. That dairy also running on the cooperative basis. In our western Maharashtra, you can see that the Koina dairy is there, Govind dairy is there, a number of dairies are there, and they are run on the cooperative basis. Okay, the next one is, what is the organizational structure? As you know, we studied earlier, in the taluka level there is PACS. Here you can see that Primary Agriculture Cooperative Society, which cover the taluka only. Okay, when you go to the district, there is DCC, Satara DCC, you heard the name. Okay, every district has their own DCC, that is District Central Cooperative Bank. And to control that District Central Cooperative Bank, SCB is there. SCB is the State Cooperative Bank. And these three tier structure provide the short-term credit only. In a rural area, for the agriculture purpose, they are engaging to provide the various types of loan. But whatever the loan is provided by this three-tier structure is a short-term. On the other hand, some cases, farmer need a long-term loan. And if this three-tier structure providing short-term loan, then what will be the source for him? Hence, Land Development Bank was established, and her name is changed now, that is State Cooperative Agriculture and Rural Development Bank, which provide long-term finance. Long-term finance means more than 5 years. मोर दॅन 5 इयर्सचे जे काही लोन्स असतात त्याला आपण लॉंग टर्म लोन म्हणतो, आणि हे प्रोव्हाइड करायचं काम यांच्यातर्फे. याचं पूर्वीचं नाव लँड मॉर्गेज बँक होतं. ओके, भूतारण बँक. त्याच्यानंतर त्याचं रिनेम केलं लँड डेव्हलपमेंट बँक, ज्याला तुम्ही भूविकास बँक असं म्हणत होता. आणि नाव द नेम इज अगेन चेंज, दॅट इज स्टेट Cooperative Agriculture and Rural Development Bank, which are mostly provide long-term credit for the agriculture purpose only and allied activity only. Which are the main financial activity in the rural area? One is the farming, you know, the pre-harvesting and post-harvesting. Next is the cattle in the sense शेळी पालन वगैरे तुम्ही बघितलेलं असेल, that is a cattle or the गुरे सांभाळणे वगैरे. Milk production from them as well. After that, hatchery is there, personal loan is there. Okay, apart from that, nowadays they are providing finance for the fishery, for mushroom cultivation, as well as for polyhouses. Greenhouses goes from the market due to the global warming, but nowadays people are prefer to grow their crops through the polyhouses. For building that polyhouses also cooperative provide you the provide you the finance, as well as the poultry business having a large scope nowadays. For that also they provide the finance. Means there are number of facilities, and day by day these dimensions of the rural business are changed, and for that purpose only cooperative sectors provide the loan. And there most of always remember, the rate of interest is always comparatively low. Even you know, for the rural development as well, government provides some subsidies. You can see the picture, it is of a cattle field, or you can say the milk production is there. For that purpose, if I want to purchase a buffalo, 5% subsidy is given, 10% subsidy is given. If I want to build a poultry, 10% subsidy is given by the government. Means for the development of rural area, many steps are taken by the government. Okay, the next one is self-help group as well. In the rural area also, now you can see the self-help group. Self-help group is nothing but तुम्ही जे बचत गट वगैरे ऐकता, मुलींना माहीत असेल बघा, गावामध्ये जे बचत गट चालत असतात, these are nothing but the self-help group. And cooperative banks provide them a loan on just accepting their Aadhaar card. Because in a rural area, people does not aware about the proper documentation, and there is lack of mortgage, and when you do not have any mortgage, no one can entertain you for the loan. But under self-help group, you have to contribute some amount monthly as per your capacity, 100 rupees, 200 rupees, or the 500 rupees as per your capacity. And whatever the fund is collected, it is deposited in the DCC, and DCC provide you the loan for that members only who are the part of that self-help group. And the rate of interest on that such a loan are very much less, like 1% or 2%. This is also the type of rural banking. Okay, the next one is NABARD. NABARD, you know, NABARD is the Apex Institute, and they are always engaged into the agriculture and rural development. It was established in 12 July 1982 under Shivaraman Committee. Always remember, Shivaraman Committee was established, and under that committee's report on the 12 July 1982, NABARD was established. For that development, Government of India hold the 99% stake in this bank. Means for the establishment of the NABARD, finance is required, capital is required, and that capital is given by, somehow it is given by Reserve Bank of India, and some part is contributed by the government of India. The main function of the NABARD is to facilitate the credit flow for the promotion and development of the agriculture, cottage and village industry. It regulates the cooperative banks and RRB. Always remember, to supervise the cooperative bank and RRB is the main function of NABARD. NABARD refinance the financial institute which finance in a rural area. As you know, those who are engaged into the agriculture sectoral finance, NABARD give them a refinance. It is act as the fatherly figure for other development activities goes in the region, like self-help group bank linkage and various program is done by जसं तुम्ही बघा ते झेडपीवर वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे एक्सपो भरले जातात. फॉर एक्झाम्पल मानिनी महोत्सव, मान महोत्सव. ओके, ते आपण जेव्हा एक्सपो बघायला जातो तेव्हा त्या एक्सपोचा जो काही खर्च असतो, इट इज ऑल्सो स्पॉन्सर्ड बाय दॅट पर्टिक्युलर कोऑपरेटिव्ह बँक. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इट इज स्पॉन्सर्ड बाय Satara DCC. Most of the time the fund is given by NABARD. NABARD is not directly deals with the farmer, but NABARD always provide the various types of finance for the various program to their institutes, and institute directly provide it to the farmer. These are all about the rural bank. In the next lecture, we will going to study what is the role of that rural banking in economic development.